Someone has to do it. Hey Kirby, how about you come here and aid me on this project? Huh? But why? People have been waiting years for someone to get this shit done. Come on, show some love to your fans. I have a question. Do you know what is one identifiable trait that makes your game so unique that people fall in love with them? That's right, it's your copy abilities. Since you can't speak English, how about you let me take over from here? So, yeah. By this time, we all know the basic concept behind the copy abilities. Eat a certain kind of enemy, and Kirby gains their powers. Sounds evil if you ask me. Just think about it. The way to become as good as someone else is to eat them. If that was the case, I would have eaten the president long ago. Sorry, I got carried away. So sure, copy abilities grant Kirby with some of the most creative and downright badass powers. But what kind of powers exactly? There are the typical elemental ones like fire and ice. There are those designed around weapons like sword and bomb. And hell, copy abilities inspired by everyday tools and minerals are also a thing. But out of the nebula-sized list, which do I love the most? Well, why don't we find out? We're starting this at T minus... Wait, hold up. I forgot the rules. No Crystal Shards mix abilities, because let's be honest, it's hard to consider them full-on copy abilities. No final abilities nor hypernova. And in the case with super abilities, they will be mentioned alongside their source of origin. You know, Ultra Sword with sword, Grand Hammer with hammer, you get the idea. Okay, now we start at T minus now. Kirby, where are you? Oh, there you are. And are you eating my mic? Spit that out. No. No! So, yeah. Mike Kirby. The eardrum tearing, glass shattering, sonic boom creator with sound waves so powerful that it literally drains all enemy life force and Kirby stamina. There is not much to explain about Mike Kirby simply due to the fact that it's a very straightforward ability. Lend Kirby a microphone and just let him sing his lungs out. His high-pitched voice combined with piss-poor singing ultimately result in the annihilation of not just the enemy's eardrums, but also of their physical matter. Nobody is safe from this force. Any baddie caught within the range of these sound waves will be obliterated at an instant. To make matters worse, the attack gets stronger with every use. In Return to Dreamland, the first attack only damages enemies directly in front of Kirby. The second one has a wider attack range, but like the first, anyone behind him will remain unharmed. The third one, on the other hand, will murder anyone on screen. Hell, it's even capable of damaging bosses. Now that is power. So, with Mike being as powerful as it is, why is it only at number 30? Well, unlike the other 29, it has limited usage. Once the third chord is played, Kirby will tire out and lose this ability. But let's face the truth, 3 times is all that is needed to let the Waddle Dees know the true horror that is Mike Kirby. At least we are lucky, we never have to hear it. Kirby, what are you doing? No, wait! Don't worry, I took care of him. We are just at the second one and already I am going to talk about Triple Deluxe. In short, go buy this game. It's awesome. But this video is not about my love for Triple Deluxe, it's focused on the copy abilities. This game introduced quite a few great ones. But for now, why don't we talk about Belle Kirby. Now this is truly the master of Sonic Wave attacks. Yes, Mike Kirby has more destructive capabilities, but what puts Belle higher is simply its durability. Mike dies off after 3 uses, but Belle is like any other ability. Keep it as long as you want. And why wouldn't you want to? It looks awesome! Can you really tell me that Kirby wearing a Belle hat doesn't put a smile on your face? Oh, I'm sorry, is being just the hat not enough? It's also a shield. Yeah, shield is nice and all, but how about its offensive capabilities? Well, just watch. Still not convinced it causes damage? Fine, let me throw a Belle at you with full force.
No!
Yeah, I thought so. Apparently, someone over at HAL Laboratory remembered to do their physics homework back in high school. I say this because they remembered that sound waves travel through water, so they made Belle usable underwater. Sword, hammer, I want you to meet Belle. He's your new best friend. You 3 are now the H2O Trio. God, that was so cheesy. This might be pretty obvious, but some abilities were inspired by other fictional characters. For example, the yo-yo ability was derived from Ness. You know, that little psychic boy from Earthbound? But did you know that Kirby took lessons from a certain Hollywood icon? Audience, meet Whip Kirby, or how I like to call it, Kirby, Raiders of the Lost Star Rod. It was pretty obvious that the whip ability was inspired by Harrison Ford's iconic archaeologist. But sadly, Kirby doesn't learn the skills of archaeology or how to avoid booby traps. But what whip does grant him is a hard-hitting whip to whip the enemy. I need a thesaurus. At first glance, a single whip doesn't look very threatening, but take another look. You saw that, right? The whip literally passes through solid matter. But let's say you want more than just surpassing obstacles. You want to seal the enemy's fate in a brutal fashion. Well, I got a gift for you. It's called the 100 Whip Slap and 100 Whip Dash. You want to see what they can do? Alright, show the clip. With its amazing speed and simply magnificent precision, there is not a single one of DDD's minions that can escape it. Any enemy stupid enough to approach it will get their ass whipped. Literally. Oh, and the fun doesn't end there. My favorite attack from the whip ability is the Whip Tornado. Basically, this move literally throws Kirby midair where he spins the whip like a, well, tornado and ruthlessly decimates all foes caught within it and grabs all items within reach. So Indy, can you use your whip to levitate in midair helicopter style? Yeah, I thought so. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I am not a fan of Ice Kirby. Now, that doesn't mean that it's a bad ability. It's just that I was never really fond of it. The main reason being that ice powers was never really something that appealed to me. It is a rarity for me to like something with the ability of ice. So if that's the case, why is ice at number 27, yet alone on the list to begin with? Well, despite me not really liking it, it is one of the most reliable copy abilities in the game. Some fans like to call it the cool twin brother to Fire, and I can see why. They both give Kirby a breath with good reach to kill enemies, and both can alter certain areas based on their temperature. But Ice can do other things that truly make it a chilling power. The first and most iconic one is freezing your opponents into ice cubes. It may not look like much, but just watch. Is that all? Of course not. Kirby can also skate, making movement easier, create an ice shield that freezes enemies on contact, and my personal favorite, the Snowball super ability, where he can turn into a snowball and crush the living bodies of Waddle Dees and Bronto birds with 30 pounds of compacted snow. Excuse me? Even with these immense strengths, I still feel that Ice should not place any higher than number 27. Oh, but it's iconic! So what? Just because something is iconic doesn't mean it's the greatest. There are a lot of iconic things that I don't like. For as much as I love how every game brings forth a new copy ability, sometimes I can't help but feel disappointed when some of them are just thrown out like some sort of ragdoll. Magic, I'm sorry this had to happen to you. Seriously, what is wrong with this ability? If I recall correctly, it was able to cleverly implicate many old school magic tricks into one mystical power. And it also made Kirby into a magician. I mean, sure, it had a single time usage back in Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, but Squeak Squad made it into a monster. The doves might not look very threatening, but looks can be deceiving. The whole factor of attacking in 3 directions is much more helpful than you might imagine. Just put this into mind. What if you had a gun that looks like this? Yeah, now you see the magnitude of its capabilities. The cards prove to be quick and effective projectiles, slicing enemies on sight and taking them down Gambit style. And the clown face bounces around, killing all enemies who make contact. No, really, check out its sheer force. Oh no, it looks like a Waddle Dee just shit some bricks. What, still not satisfied? Well, then how about this? In Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, its single time usage was used as a roulette. When using the roulette, Kirby was given the chance to use one of 5 power-ups, and one of them was for Meta Knight to show up and cut apart all enemies on screen. Yeah, fucking Meta Knight, all while he is trapped in the Dimension Mirror. Magic Kirby is so powerful that it was perfectly able to break the game and shrug it off when it was done. I know. Squeak Squad also had a Total Devastation move. In the form of fireworks, yeah, that's cool and all. But really, fucking Meta Knight. Can you really compare? What makes a good copy ability? Variety, creativity, or effectiveness? While I love abilities that grant me multiple ways to kill my enemies, sometimes I like to keep it simple and straightforward. You know, something that keeps me rolling. Wheel Kirby. Who would ever guess that taking something as unusual as common vehicle gear would result in one of the most thrilling and simply fun abilities to use? I want to call this weird, but seeing how Kirby is from Japan, I am not too surprised. Those Japanese with their ideas. Hell, even Kirby himself knows that he is up for one hectic ride. He decides to wear a backwards baseball cap to perfectly match its feel. Oh yeah, time to roll. You bet it is. Just look at him go, literally crushing every single baddie in his way with the power of burning rubber. And if you thought that wasn't enough, in Squeak Squad, the wheel ability was given a tremendous boost. It was a little something unofficially called terrain effects. Basically, use the wheel ability on elemental surfaces and Kirby will be granted with their power-ups. Fire, ice, and spark, you name it, this wheel will absorb them all. But just when you thought that this was Wheel's best card, Triple Deluxe granted more stunts. Like a spin dash, a drop, a spin dash, a biker trick, a spin dash. Oh fuck it. Kirby, show us your moves. I'm gonna tell you right now, one of the best looking copy ability designs is easily Jet Kirby. Just look at it. Kirby literally carries a jet as a headgear. A fucking jet! Yeah, with the fuel and turbines and everything. Even shades to make it look cooler. You show them, Kirby. To make it even more badass, it's not just cool looking, but also a blast to use. It's simple and straightforward, but satisfying as all hell. Just ramming into my opponents. All of its attacks are based around the simple concept of boosts. Simply let Kirby charge up his jet gear, and when the time is right, launch him for some devastating results. Whether it's the jet kick on ground or the jet heading in midair, the enemy will truly feel the pain of being tackled by a lightning fast pink puffball with rocket fuel. And in case they avoid the tackle, the burner will just finish the job and incinerate them. But wait, there's more. Decide to jump and Kirby will hover with the afterburn of the jet's blast. It's cool and all, but with his default ability to endlessly jump, what's the point? One more thing. Kirby, use Seismic Toss! Now that's the power of Jet Kirby.
Scanning for target. Target detected. Activate laser ability.
Lasers! Oh hell yes, lasers! I fucking love these things. Many of you might be thinking that it's a pretty weak and useless ability, but let me tell you why you are dead wrong. Laser has quite possibly the longest reaching attack out of all the abilities. No joke, this projectile can literally reach the complete opposite side of the screen. Oh, not impressed? Then how about this? Out of all the heavy projectile based copy abilities, Laser arguably has the quickest recovery time. Just shoot out one ray of light and very quickly you are given the time to shoot out another one after another one after another one after— oh, you get the point! Spamming this projectile is such a breeze, but luckily, a small fast moving ray of radiated light is not the only thing Laser has at its disposal. Alongside it is a larger, more powerful beam. The Big Laser Blast. Charge it up for a short time and kaboom! Destroy all in path. No kidding, it passes through multiple obstacles, just like a real laser would. But unfortunately, this is all Laser has at its disposal. And because of the lackluster capabilities, I can't place it any higher. I can understand why some fans don't like it. But let me say this. It's a fucking laser. Lasers are awesome! I have one major question for HAL Laboratory. Why did it take so long to finally make a leaf ability? The idea of using the plants as a weapon has become a massive icon. For crying out loud, Pokemon made Grass type one of the 3 starter options, so I was wondering what took Kirby so long. But despite the uber long delay, how well does Leaf Kirby stack up? Was it worth the decades? Well, to make it overly long and dramatic, yes. And here's why. It has a large variety. Like what, you ask? Well, I don't know. Tornadoes? Needles? Leaf blades? Yeah, that's what it has. And let's not forget, it's just overall very fun to use. But calling it just fun means nothing without its might, right? Just watch the multiple ways this pink forest can decimate the D's. If they weren't shaking before, they are now. So, if it sounds extremely powerful and reliable, why only at number 22? Well, in all honesty, it's not that it has flaws, but it's just the fact that I enjoy using the other 21 more. Sorry, Leaf, you are amazing, but you just couldn't satisfy me enough. Huh, about time you wake up, Kirby. So have you learned your lesson not to fuck other people's property? What are you doing? Kirby, what do you think you're doing? Hey, get those animal claws off my bed! You're ruining my hugging pillow! That's it, get out of here! Yeah, that's Animal Kirby for you. This furry little beast allows our favorite pink fluffy puffball to unleash the beast that slumbers deep inside him. He will convert from a soft, squishy, harmless looking fungus to a savage, cunning, ruthless monster. He loves to shred his opponents to molecules. Shit! He just penetrates their flesh with his bare arms. I know that abilities like Sword and Cutter also slice up Waddle Dees, but in the case with Animal Kirby, He does it while getting his hands dirty, just like an animal. And speaking of getting dirty hands, the one thing that makes this furball unique is the skills to literally dig through dirt and snow. But if you want more Kirby bestiality, make him charge at the enemy and watch him enjoy his death. You are dead. But if you thought that was his ultimate power, well then take a look at the drill spin. See how savagely he drills through enemies' blocks and soil with no problem? Yeah, animal instincts at their finest. The only thing that pisses me off about Animal is the major absence on the franchise. Seriously, why is Squeak Squad the only game it has made an appearance on? Whatever, I still find it incredible. You know that I love Laser, but I have to be honest. UFO makes it shit its own pants. Race. Oh, you know what I mean. You see this? Pew pew! Yeah, that's Laser. See this? Zzz? That's Beam. In case you are blind enough not to see it, UFO takes the standard attacks of Beam and Laser into its own arsenal. But that is not all. Someone over at HAL Laboratory was thinking something like, hey, how about we grant UFO Kirby the ability to levitate endlessly? Sure, it might make it overpowered, but at least it fits the theme. Yeah, except the fact that it's not overpowered. It's still very vulnerable to enemy attack, but it does increase mobility. To hell with stationary situations, just charge up the laser and release it elsewhere, plain and simple. Oh, is that extreme mobility giving you trouble with making enemy contact? Well, Squeak Squad has a love letter for you. A little love letter called a trajectory orb. Unlike the others, the player has no control over this thing. Instead, it's always present, ready to protect Kirby from incoming threats. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. It makes UFO almost unstoppable. Almost. Its only shortcoming is that it can't go down from platforms or ladders. It never hits land. It actually makes a lot of sense because, let's face it, never has a UFO hit land. It's only some crazy conspiracy someone came up with. The fan favorite and debatably broken ability Spark is only at number 19. Why is that? Why is one of Kirby's most iconic abilities so low? Well, like I said before, iconic does not equal overall enjoyment. Remember Ice back at 27? So yeah, Spark. Is it any good? Is it fun? Well, of course it is. I mean, it's fucking electricity. If I recall correctly, the power of manipulating pure magnetically charged energy from opposite charged atoms is truly amazing. Just hold the position and simply let the enemy approach their own demise. If you want to be more aggressive, just mash the D-pad around and Kirby will start to charge up quicker than Lightspeed itself. Once enough energy has accumulated, simply release and watch the blast annihilate all in its path. This attack has 3 different levels of power: a ray, a wave, and a blast. But in the end, it doesn't matter, because it's like asking the enemy to pick their own sludge bomb. They're still gonna die in the end. How about the enemies above and below Kirby? The blast can only travel horizontally. Lightning Strike, bring down your strength. Thunderbolt, pull off a spamming Pikachu impression. Anyone located on any diagonal angle from Kirby will be left mostly unharmed. But that's nothing, since the gap will be closed eventually. Yes, many of you are wondering, but aren't some of these attacks for Plasma and not Spark? Yes, you are correct. But in recent games, Plasma and Spark went a full-on fusion, so they are now categorized as one. And let's end the debate once and for all. Spark is not broken. It's very powerful, but it's not cheap. For anyone who has played multiple Kirby games, which I assume is most of you because why else would you click on the video, you probably know that one of the most used ways of killing is slicing the enemy with a razor sharp blade. Cutter is one of those examples. I don't know, just something about its design already releases an aura that Kirby is out to kill. A Spartan-like helmet itself symbolizes bloodlust. But for the weapon to be the edge of the helmet itself truly shows that Kirby can also be tactical and clever. I mean, just watch. You saw that, right? Kirby will throw the blade, and as it comes, he jumps off and feels subliminal pleasure at the sound of the enemies dropping dead. And if you are quick enough, you can throw a shitload of them, causing mayhem both in front and behind Kirby. And for those of you who prefer to get up close and personal, Cutter will also satisfy you. Personally, I don't know why you prefer it, since I still find the boomerang the most effective of its moves, but hey, to each their own. And you can't forget about Final Cutter. Just look at how graceful and deadly it attacks. That sweet rising slash, followed by a lethal drop, and even a shockwave to kill further minions. No wonder this is in Smash Bros. It's fucking awesome! One final note. Why is it that when most people think of Kirby Copy Abilities, most of them say either Sword, Fire, or Spark? Cutter is just as iconic. It has been in almost every game of the franchise. Another Triple Deluxe newcomer. Have you ever wondered what would happen if Kirby attended a circus performance? Here's my take on it. He ate the entire circus tent after watching a creepy clown perform. Note to self, never show Kirby Stephen King's it again. Despite the intense fright he apparently received while watching a balloon-obsessed spider clown, Circus Kirby grants him one hell of an ability. But don't worry, Circus won't make Kirby into a creepy killer clown. Actually, it has very little to do with clowns. Instead, the developers were clever enough to embrace the beauty of a circus show. Of course, one of his attacks is the very famous juggling. Just watch Kirby keep balance of all those batons. And if you want to unleash its potential, mash the button and voila! Flame batons. He can also use a giant spinning ball to balance on, all while damaging any enemy making contact. Oh, are you worried that if they get too close, you will receive damage? Bitch, please. The ball comes equipped with a super shield. Not even bosses can harm you. But if you want something spicy, use the fire hoop jump and have Kirby go all Simba at the enemy. But quite possibly, the most odd yet logical attack from a circus performer is the balloon pop art, where Kirby simply blows a balloon of some shape and pops it, proving that air concentrated in rubber can have explosive results. Eat death balloons! Wait, hold up. Now where have I seen this before? Circus atmosphere with balloons. Well, clowns are from circuses, and balloons have the potential of choking people to death. Clowns, killer, and balloons. A killer clown who wields balloons. It sounds familiar. Nope, can't remember. I have smoke ball. Now I vanish like ninja. Ninja Kirby makes Kirby a very cunning sport producer, giving him sneaky tricks up his sleeves. With this helmet and stealth, Kirby can become both an effective close and long range fighter. What's the problem? Is the enemy not within grabbing reach? Well, just watch him feel the impalement of the kunai knife. Why does he throw it instead of using it up close like it was designed for? I don't know. Video game logic. Don't question it. Oh, what's that? They have gotten within your arm reach, and now you don't have the time to react to throw more projectiles? Well, don't just stand there. Airdrop him Smash Bros style. But that's not all. There is still more ninja fan service. Just watch. Smokescreen. The initial puff deals minor damage, sort of like a stun, and Kirby can't be damaged while in it. Truly stealthy. Of course, we cannot forget about the power move. Depending which game you're playing, this move will be different. Squeak Squad had Elemental Jutsu, in which Kirby held a position and in time creates a terrain monster. Return to Dreamland retaliated with this. I actually like this one more because it gives off a more Japanese feel. You know, with the Sakura and fan, Japan, and of course, ninjas are from Japan, so there's that.